Hi guys, GadgetGirlKylie here, and welcome back to my Let's Play walkthrough of Danganronpa 2 Goodbye Despair. So, we are finally about to begin the first class trial. Oh, we've got to go into the bear's mouth.
No way.
What? Hey! No way!
Stupid! Yep.
Oh, down it goes.
Huh?
However...
I'm excited. I wonder who the killer is. I honestly don't know at this point, you know. I'm not too sure. I mean, I have maybe two suspects, but I haven't said it out loud to you guys yet because I want to see how things unfold before I voice my opinion.
Why, you... Don't fuck with me!
Let the trial begin. Yes, now's the time to save. Okay, time to set some skills. Oh, you can actually change the difficulty. I'm on kind at the moment, aren't I? And I'm on gentle for action. That's good, because I don't think you could change it on the first game. Once you'd set up the difficulty at the start, I don't think you could actually alter it afterwards. So I have actually bought some skills now, so I'm gonna equip some of these. Slightly steadies your aim, effective during the non-stop debate, cannot be combined with tranquility, so let's equip that. Reduces your aiming speed, effective during non-stop debate, and improved handman's gambit. Decreases delay between firing truth bullets. I did have another one, didn't I? Increases the speed of memorizing statement, effective during non-stop debate. And there was one that increased my... There we go. Excellent blade. Sharpness increased by 2, effective during rebuttal showdown. Cannot be combined with fine sword. So let's do that. I should have enough to do maybe one more. I don't think... Oh, no, I can't equip anything else, so that'll do.
Now then, let's begin with a simple explanation of the class trial. During the class trial, you will present your arguments for who the killer is and vote for who done it. If you vote correctly, then only the blackened will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong person, I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and that person will earn the right to leave this island.
Monomi's hanging by a bit of rope.
Such a
No.
cool rule.
Before we begin, I'd like to confirm one thing. Is there really a killer among us?
Most definitely. There's no doubt that the blackened is lurking among you. Such a sad state of affairs, isn't it? By the way, this class trial is gonna be 100% fair, so there's no need to worry. I'm the type who hates favoritism and prejudice. Well, not as much as I hate Monomi, of course.
Oh, poor Monomi.
You hate me that much?
Now, let's begin.
You're telling us to begin, but what are we supposed to do?
No complaining, let's just settle this with our fists.
That's
Were
not
you
how it
even
works.
listening to the rules?
Didn't that Byakuya bastard get killed in the dining hall? Huh? Then everyone there is a fucking suspect.
Yeah, what you're really trying to say is that you're not the killer, right?
No shit. You guys went off on your own and started killing each other. This has nothing to do with me.
I beg to differ. There are ways you could have got in. We now know that the floorboards can be accessed from underneath, and also there was a fire escape.
Anyway,
And the bathroom was
why don't we
locked.
try talking about the most pressing issue on our minds? Huh. The most pressing issue on our minds? Where we found the body. It's very strange to find a body underneath a table.
Then, let's start with that mystery.
So, the class trial has finally started. From this point on, I will provide simple tutorials at every important moment. I'm sorry, but please excuse my ear-tainting rudeness. As things progress during each class trial, you will engage in a number of non-stop debates. During these discussions, all of your classmates will speak one after another, without any breaks. It's up to you to reveal any lies or mistakes contained within their statements. This means you'll have to use your truth bullets to refute what they say. Out of all the truth bullets you find during your investigation, only the relevant ones will be loaded into the truth cylinder. Use the left stick to move the reticle, I can't even say it, then fire with the triangle button. You can also fire by tapping the statement directly. I prefer to aim because I've noticed on the previous game when tapping it doesn't really work properly. Pay close attention to each character's statements and choose your truth bullets to blast the right ones. Note that if you run out of time you will automatically fail, so please be careful. If you press the start button during these arguments you can review the controls. Well then, good luck and have fun.
Why was Byakuya's body in a place like that?
His body was underneath the table at the very back of the dining hall.
After the killer murdered Byakuya, they probably moved the body there.
No, that's wrong.
Bloodstain was under the table, so it wasn't moved.
No, I don't think the killer moved the body. Huh? Why? Try to remember what the body looked like when we found it under the table. Though there was a lot of blood everywhere, there was no sign the killer actually dragged the body through.
So that's why you think it's impossible that the killer moved the body. I see. I get your point.
Oh, and here I thought I had a genius idea.
And it was squashed immediately.
Too bad you're so stupid and boring and unpopular. Your life is meaningless.
I respond better to praise, you know.
But if the killer didn't move the body, why was it under the table?
Byakuya was probably killed under the table.
What? You think he was killed under the table?
So Byakuya snuck under the table for reasons unknown, and that's when he was killed.
He had the night vision goggles underneath the table, so perhaps he planted them there earlier, or he accessed the iron box because it was open. Well, it's not iron, but you know, the box.
Then, shortly thereafter, we found his body under the table.
And also there was that knife that was sellotaped under the table that had glow-in-the-dark paint on it, which I find very suspicious.
That does make sense, but why did he go under the table?
Obviously, he was hiding so he could surprise us. That dude was always a big jokester.
What? No, he wasn't. When have you decided he was a jokester? He's a serious guy.
You seriously couldn't tell what kind of person he was?
Maybe he panicked during the blackout and dove under the table.
It's a blackout, not an earthquake. Just because the power went out doesn't mean he'd dive under the table.
The reason why is probably connected to what Byakuya was doing during the party, don't you think?
Let's have a look. That's not it. Wasn't it the other one? Oh, I don't know.
Crap!
Well, it's not the night vision goggles. The reason Byakuya dove under the table, if it's connected to what Byakuya was doing, maybe it's the knife, but let me just have another look through. I think it's either the knife or the box, but... Let's try.
I can prove it with this.
Ah, I should have picked the knife to begin with.
It probably has something to do with the knife we found under the table.
Knife? Oh, you mean that thing that obviously screams, I am the murder weapon!
Byakuya probably noticed the knife was hidden there. So in order to get it, he moved under the table.
He was particularly sensitive to the presence of dangerous items, so I cannot deny that possibility.
Okay.
But how did he notice that there was a knife under the table?
Because it had glow-in-the-dark paint on it.
If he knew beforehand, he probably would have done something about it before the blackout, right? Then, instead of knowing about it beforehand, maybe he saw it right at that moment. Like, for example, he might have seen someone trying to take the knife out from under the table.
No, that's not possible.
What? You seem rather confident about that.
Of course. I have proof to back me up.
This is almost like a real trial!
During the previous statement, there was only one weak spot. But from this point on, there'll be various weak spots standing in your way. No matter how many weak spots there are, there will be only one lie or contradiction in the debate at a time. This means there will be false weak spots. If you shoot a false weak spot with a truth bullet, not only will you fail to refute what was said, but you'll also lower your trust with everyone and your influence gauge will take damage. If your influence gauge reaches 0, you will fail, so please be extra careful. You'll have to rely on your own logic to determine which weak spots are actually lies or mistakes. Also, if you concentrate by holding down the R button, you can progress the argument slowly. Please use it whenever you feel like the statements are moving too fast for you to aim. However, this does consume the focus gauge, so please be careful. If you press the start button during these arguments, you can review the controls. Well then, good luck and have fun. See, this is something I forgot about in the first game, holding down R to slow down the statements. Night vision goggles, I feel like, are going to be the correct one here.
Left under the table during the blackout. That sounds correct. If that's the case, during the blackout, Mr. Hand must have seen the killer take the knife.
But it was super pitch black! It was so dark I couldn't see my food. Byakuya couldn't see in the dark either.
Wrong.
No, that's wrong.
Night vision goggles, baby.
No, Byakuya was probably the only one who was able to see in the dark.
Why do you say that?
He was using those night vision goggles we found under the table. He could have seen what was happening.
So, are you saying Byakuya was the one who used those night vision goggles?
Yeah, that seems to be the case.
Your reasoning is out of focus. No, that's obviously wrong. It should be the other way around.
Other way around?
Seriously? The killer used those night vision goggles, not Byakuya.
I don't think that's correct, because if we remember, the case for the night vision goggles was inside the, the metal case that Byakuya had for defense purposes. Now then, when this kind of argument surfaces, you will go into a one-on-one debate called Rebuttal Showdown. In this mode, you have to counter the other person's claim, draw out their weak spots and argue against them. Please counter the other person's remarks with the directional buttons or by swiping the screen. Based on the shape of their remarks, it's important to know whether to cut vertically, sideways or diagonal. And based on that, you can skew the debate's mood to your advantage. On the other hand, if you ignore the other person's remarks, it will skew towards their advantage. In the bottom right hand corner of your screen, a number that shows the sharpness of your counter is displayed. This is the number of times you can cut remarks during one round of the debate. You will lose counts of sharpness even if you miss, so please be very careful. When the mood skews to your advantage for a certain length of time, the other party's argument changes. This means the conversation will develop. If that happens, they will end up divulging some weak spots. However, you cannot normally cut remarks that contain weak spots. Instead, it will skew the mood toward the other party's advantage, plus it's going to be very big. Just like a regular debate, please refute any weak spots with the triangle button. When you're using the touchscreen, please argue by swiping with 2 fingers. Of course, if you don't have the correct truth blade, you will not be able to cut an opponent's remark. Truth blade. This sounds really complex now. I'm terribly sorry, it appears there has been a delay in contacting you. I will make sure the person in charge of contacting you takes a very long vacation. In this mode, truth bullets will be called truth blades. That's about it. There won't be any other changes to your handbook menu. Only the name was changed, but don't you think a change in feeling is important? If you press the start button during these arguments, you can review the controls. Well then, good luck and have fun. Here we go. It's hard.
If you just use common sense. The killer obviously used those night vision goggles. That's gotta be it.
Where's your proof that the killer used them?
Because if they used night vision goggles, then they could have killed Byakuya even in the dark. I mean, in reality, that's what happened. So those goggles were planned in advance. The killer brought them to the crime scene.
Allow me to cut through those words.
There we go.
No, Byakuya was definitely the one who brought those night vision goggles.
Definitely? But why?
Inside the Duralumin case Byakuya had with him during the party, he found a smaller case for storing the night vision goggles.
Which means we can assume that the night vision goggles were kept inside that Duralumin case as well.
Yep.
Woohoo! I said assume! Ibuki never uses such clever language.
Plus, Byakuya was the only one who could have taken the night vision goggles out of the case, since he was carrying it around before the blackout in the first place.
I see. When you put it like that, it makes sense.
Then, was that knife inside the case too?
Nope.
If there were night vision goggles inside, it wouldn't be weird for a knife to be in there too.
It would be weird.
I am weird, aren't I? At times like this, I'd rather be fantasizing about tonight's main dish.
Ooh, you totally mean that in a perverted way.
Duct tape.
I see! There was duct tape left under the table where the body was found. Huh? Duct tape? He probably hid the knife by duct taping it to the underside of the table.
Oh, so that's why we found duct tape there.
Indeed
So
it is.
Byakuya was thorough. Even he couldn't have noticed a weapon taped to the underside of the table.
This may be off topic, but why was Byakuya acting so paranoid? Not only did he bring a self-defense kit, but he had night vision goggles inside the case too.
Because of the letter.
That's true. He went above and beyond being a little cautious.
Now that you mention it, that applies to the dangerous items he confiscated as well. It's one thing to be a little cautious, but performing a body check is a bit much.
He probably knew someone was planning to commit a murder.
Are you saying he predicted the murder? Could it be? Was he also in possession of the all-seeing eye?
You think so too, right, Hajime?
And it was because of the letter.
I can prove it with this. Everyone, can you please take a look at this?
Be careful, the first kill will happen tonight. Someone will definitely kill someone.
Hey, the hell is this? Hajime and I found this in Byakuya's cottage.
It looks like a threatening letter someone sent for him.
So, who's the someone?
Nobody besides Monokuma would write such a dumb, threatening letter like that.
Wasn't me!
Are you sure?
The only lies I tell are friendly lies!
So you're admitting you do tell lies though, Monokuma?
Those are still lies!
Doesn't matter who wrote it yet. So, Byakuya became paranoid because of this threatening letter?
He probably decided to throw a party because of the letter.
What do you mean?
By gathering everyone in one place, he tried to create a situation where everyone could keep tabs on each other. In doing so, he tried to put the writer of the letter in a situation where they couldn't act.
But the letter might have been just a little prank.
As long as he was determined not to let any of us die, he couldn't take that risk. His strong sense of responsibility made him believe the letter was legitimate.
You should have told us you received a threatening letter.
If he had, we would have panicked. Byakuya probably knew that too.
So, he tried to do something about it without telling anyone?
Indeed.
Strong sense of responsibility as our leader was his undoing.
Screw that noise! Who the hell wrote that letter?
Well, obviously, the killer.
It's too soon to tell.
Enough already! Show yourself, you coward!
If they were willing to come forward, they never would have committed a murder in the first place. Pardon me. Can I say something, please?
What is it, Miss Sonia?
I regret that I must return to this topic, but I just realized something concerning the night vision goggles. If Byakuya was indeed wearing those goggles, how did the killer manage to navigate in the dark?
You're right. They wouldn't have been able to see anything without the night vision goggles.
That's a good point.
But if the murderer had the goggles when they took the knife, then how did Byakuya see them?
Even if the knife bore some sort of mark, it would have been difficult to see it in that darkness.
It was the glow-in-the-dark paint. There we go.
I see! What if the glowing paint was the mark? With that, you'd be able to get the knife even in the dark. In actuality, the knife we found under the table and the duct tape stuck to the underside of the table were both marked with glowing paint, right?
Does that mean The killer painted them in advance?
But painting them with glowing paint? It's as if they knew the blackout was going to happen.
Yeah.
They had to have already known. That's why they used the glowing paint as a mark.
Which means they planned the blackout.
Which means whoever set up the blackout is the killer.
That seals it. The killer is whoever was in the office with the circuit breaker. Which means it was you, Peko Pekoyama!
I mean, Peko is one of the people I suspect, but I'm not too sure. I mean, it would be too obvious if it ends up being her.
Peko killed poor Byakuya? Was this island not big enough for 2 glasses wearers? Not the killer. Oh, I guess she's not.
How can you believe her so easily?
But with Peko's height, I don't think she'd be able to reach the circuit breaker in the office.
I don't care about a technicality like that. Peko's the one who tripped the breaker and caused the blackout.
After this debate, blue-coloured weak spots will start appearing. If we call the weak spots you've seen up until now argue spots, the blue-coloured weak spots will be called agree spots. Right, okay. When shooting agree spots with truth bullets, you need to flip your way of thinking. Instead of arguing that the other person's testimony contains lies or mistakes, please fire the truth bullets that prove the other person's testimony is correct. When your truth bullets merge with their weakness, it will become a logical sound agreement. Isn't it a little hot in here? From now on, you must infer whether it's best to argue or agree based on what's being debated. If you press the start button during these arguments, you can review the controls. Well then, good luck and have fun.
Since Peko was in the office, she could have caused the blackout at any time.
That's impossible.
Huh? Why is it impossible?
Because I was not in the office. Not even before the blackout.
I agree with that.
There we go.
No, I think Peko is telling the truth.
Don't tell me you're crushing on Peko.
And yet it's nothing like that at all. Nikumaru's account is actually Peko's alibi.
It's true. Someone was occupying the bathroom for a long time shortly after the party started. And it was finally freed up after Byakuya's body was discovered.
Then the person who was in the bathroom that whole time was actually...
Well, she did run off feeling sick.
Everyone else besides Peko was in the dining hall after the party started, right?
I see. So there's no way anybody else could have locked themselves in the bathroom except Peko.
I guess that would be... true.
You locked yourself in the commode? You should have said so earlier.
There's no way she'd actually say that. Gosh, you're so insensitive.
If she locked herself in the bathroom for that long, there's no doubt. It's shit. Oh, there's no way she'd admit it. There's no way she'd admit she was taking a shit.
Hey, weren't you guys taught any basic manners, or were you raised in a locker room?
I'm sorry.
It's fine. How about we stop talking about this and move on to something else?
Don't worry, the smell wasn't that strong. I used the bathroom right after you, so you can trust me.
Aw, dude.
I said it's fine.
But still, you were in the bathroom for a really long time. Did you get food poisoning or something?
As soon as I stepped into the office, I felt this sudden rush of pain in my stomach. Because of that, I was unable to leave the bathroom, including when the blackout occurred.
Hey, how did it feel to do your business in the dark? Did you get excited?
Oh, dude.
Seriously, stop it. But still, your stomach pain. Was that really just a coincidence?
Hey, what's the deal? Don't butt into other people's business, especially if you didn't do any investigating.
I'm only butting in because you fucking idiots are out of your element.
Stop this childish nonsense. Just what do you mean by coincidence?
What I mean is it possible someone slipped her some laxatives?
Ooh.
Laxatives?
If so, the killer could have tripped the breaker as soon as that girl left the office, don't you think?
I see. That might have happened.
Did you eat anything weird?
I don't remember eating anything weird. Now that you mention it... You brought food to the office, right? Just a little bit from the dining room.
There might have been some laxatives in it, don't you think?
No, that's wrong!
There we go.
No, it's impossible that laxatives were slipped into the food in the dining hall. Because Pekka wasn't the only one who ate that food. Akane ate some of it too.
Yeah, she did. She was stuffing her face.
If the food had laxatives in it, I'm pretty sure Akane would have had stomach issues as well.
I feel totally fine.
Like I said, the dishes are innocent. Don't go making weird accusations.
I apologize for causing a scene. Fuyuhiko should apologize, not you. He's the one who made the laxative accusation.
What the fuck did you say, bitch?
Who's this bickering? Let's just dismiss Pekko's stomachache as a coincidence and go back to discussing the blackout. Yeah. We already know that, you trashy skank. You don't have to tell us. Trashy skank?
Oh, bless. Okay guys, now seems like a good time to stop this video. So on the next episode we shall continue straight on from where we left off with the second part of the first class trial. So don't forget to like, comment, favourite and share the video guys. All types of engagement help me out as a YouTuber. And as always, thank you for watching.